Welcome to Light Logic, the podcast that discusses everything you need to know about low voltage lighting. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You're listening to Light Logic.
Hello, green industry. My name is Sarah Ligier, and I'm your host for the new season of Light Logic. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for joining. In this first episode, I have a very special guest from Centennial, Colorado, Drew DaHarb with Designscapes of Colorado. I'm so excited to talk about all things in his world. And I've learned so much from my peers, so I'm super grateful to be here discussing landscape lighting with industry professionals like Drew. So I hope you enjoy today's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining. In this first episode, I have a very special guest from Centennial, Colorado. His name is Drew DaHarb from Designscapes Colorado. I'm super excited to be here discussing landscape lighting with industry professionals like Drew. So Drew, tell us about yourself. Who are you?
Hey, thanks for having me on. This is a lot of fun. So Designscapes is it's a very large design and build company. We have about 300 employees, and we've been in business for over 30 years now, with a strong commercial and residential teams, and our lighting and audio teams support both of those divisions, as well as our own customers. But we're very active in the Front Range market, kind of, I don't know, Colorado Springs to Fort Collins, and then up into some of the think of it as a ski area cities as our primary markets.
Yeah, and what is your role, just so our listeners know, over at Designscapes?
Oh, I take care of our lighting and audio teams. It's primarily lighting. And so we have our own division that we run, and we do all the design work, all the installation work, the follow-up, warranty work, just the whole setup. We're kind of like our own little company within a company, but it makes it nice. So it's a great solution so that our team can be experts at what they do, and that we don't have to worry about plantings or hardscapes or anything like that.
So I wanted to bring you on, Drew, because you're probably one of my most loyal, unique users in that area. And so I just wanted to say I really appreciate you sticking with us all these years. And I'm excited to see sort of the transition into the new products that we're introducing into the market, and how Designscapes can use those into their designs as well. So guess we'll kind of go back and jump into kind of your background and how you got into the lighting industry.
So Phil, our owner, who's a great guy, and I have known each other for a number of years, and we would get together prior to me coming on and talk about kind of strategic business initiatives, what was happening with his companies and some of the other ones I was working for. And as we talked about it, it became apparent that Phil was, we were looking for some help on the lighting side. We were missing opportunities. And so after much discussion, Phil asked me to come on. And that's been about a little over 4 years ago. So I'm relatively new to the industry, but I attended every seminar you can think of, read every book you can find on it. And more importantly, I went out and set up demos every single night to learn it. And then I have the support of the reps like you, who would patiently take me through it. And I had a great team, Nigel and Danny, who supported us as we've grown. So that's why I got into it. It's awesome to work with a product that the customers love, and to be outdoors every day. You can't beat it.
Yeah, right. It's a great profession for sure. So you brought up a point in your intro there about demos. And so let's just jump right into it and
Sure.
kind of how important is that demo?
Well, for me starting out, it was critical,
Yeah.
to learn the aesthetics and all that. But a demo locks a customer in. And when you go out and spend that time to get to know them, you're at their house, you're spending time with them off business hours, they're relaxed, they usually have a glass of wine. You can set it up and understand the aesthetics they like, and then apply that to the rest of their yard. And while they're late at night right now, I mean, it's still the best way to build that relationship and number one, to close the sale.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. So, do you have more success when you're doing the demos with the manufacturer of the product that you're using with you, or with just your team and the customer?
It's, I would say that any help is good help. But we end up doing them mostly on our own, and and that's just because of timing and the way
Yeah,
things work. But whenever we've done something together, we've always closed it, Sarah. So
yeah,
it's awesome,
yeah.
and so that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it just shows like unity when you have the contractor and the manufacturer of the product that you're using at the homeowner's house. It just shows what a powerful force that can be to sell the job for sure.
Exactly. And the insights that two people bring to a demo, to be able to take care of, it's typically a husband and wife, and we
Yeah.
get the kids out there on occasion, but yeah, it makes for, teamwork's always a better approach to any selling situation.
Yeah, I find that if you just have one or the other there, meaning the husband or the wife, it doesn't work because then one of the decision makers isn't there, and that's usually the wife. So I find it very important for them both to be there.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
typically when they're both there, they serve more wine. So
Oh,
what the
there you go. There you go. So what changes have you seen within the lighting industry in the last, I mean, 4 years that you've been with Designscapes?
I would say that COVID has been one of those influences on us, because people have taken more of a focus on their homes and their home offices. So their home environment has become very important to them. And so we've seen that as a nice upsurge in it. I can tell you, RGB has gotten a lot better since I've come on, and that ability to use the color and color changing has made it a very valuable market for us. Automation is always good, and I can tell you the liquid crystal that Inspira has to be able to change beam angles is a next gen technology, and that's what we need to be able to advance, our industry as a whole, and to be able to move that forward, not only for us as an industry, but for the homeowners and the
Yeah.
customer experience, which is really nice. But those are probably the main things. I would say the Kelvin, the temperature CRTs are much more consistent. Also, we're seeing that as a nice thing, that lighting, like you throw lights up on a contemporary home, they're consistent across the front of it for them. So those,
Well,
that's kind of what I'm seeing mostly.
yeah. Yeah, so it kind of brings up a good point when about the home automation side of things. Really on the outdoor audio products that have really come into the landscape lighting arena. So do you think that's a great added service for landscape contractors to do?
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, we are very active with audio, high-end outdoor audio systems, and that just moves into the TVs and the sound bars, and incorporating the gazebos and pergolas that we're lighting anyways
Right.
into it. It can be a fine line about, stay in your lane and be an expert at what you do. But once again, I've got a great team that understands that, and do a great job with that. Specifically, Nigel.
Yeah.
Is who I'm
Yeah.
talking about. He's a audio technophile. I just like
Yeah.
the sound of it, and he knows all the ins and outs.
Yeah. So then it's probably imperative if you are going to get into outdoor audio to have a specialist on your team, somebody that can incorporate both of them together. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely critical. And outdoor audio is different than interior audio. The way it refracts and deflects off outdoor, boulders or softscapes,
Right.
whatever it is, and understanding how to position and and then how to wire it correctly becomes important.
Right.
And I would say that's a nice add-on to our lighting business. Our lighting is number one, and then these other things come on, and we work with them that way.
So it's not something you're basically subbing out. You're doing it. Your company is doing it yourself.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
we'll work also with the interior AV guys,
Okay.
moving it outdoors, but typically it's a standalone.
Yeah. And then you had mentioned the color changing. So you had a chance to see in spirit. So what was your feedback on that?
I thought that I really liked it. It's a nice jump in technology. The color saturation was wonderful. The ease of use and the ease of use was really nice. And then the ability to get a farther range on it. You know what I mean? The range on it is really important.
Yeah.
And heck, lifetime warranty. Are you kidding me? On anything, on everything. Yeah. That is, again, something that's really important. But I really think from a technical aspect, that liquid crystal, and I think I'm using the right terms.
Yeah, you are.
How that changes. I think that's next generation technology.
Yeah.
That as we apply that to fixtures and to how we light in the field, that it's just going to help the aesthetics and just help all of us to be able to incorporate that at the fixture. That was, probably the most exciting part for me. And that's a nerdy thing, but I think that's
no.
I think that's nerdy. A technology that moves our industry forward.
Yeah.
That kind of thinking and that kind of application.
Yeah, it's pretty special, that's for sure. So okay, we'll kind of move forward a little bit and kind of just how has unique lighting helped like you in Designscapes in your career? Like what is something that we have that sets us apart from others?
Unique has been a tremendous partner to me. You guys have come out and supported us at whatever we needed. The technical training that Unique has provided has been wonderful and exactly what we needed. And then when we forget something, to call back up and say, hey, this is what we need. So that whole support mechanism and the training mechanism has been far and away what has made us successful and helped us be successful. The other thing that's really important with the Unique product line is the quality. When you're working with a high quality product, you don't have to worry about your materials out in the field. Right. It's going to be good. It's going to go in right and it's going to look good. And then it's just up to us to put it in right and understand that. So those have been the primary, the representation, the support, and working with a high-end quality product. That's the key to our success with our customers.
Wow, thanks, Drew. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. It's why we've been as successful as we have been. Which is nice.
And then as far as products go, I mean, are you guys using the hub in your designs?
We use the hub absolutely on 99% of our installs. If we have some upgrade, we take care of a lot of systems that somebody else has installed prior to us because for whatever reasons they're not getting the support or they're having problems, whatever. We go in and help them out. So those would be the only ones that we don't have a
Right.
hub system in. We like the hub system. It's more expensive to install based on materials, but it's far and away higher quality. It helps the LED life better, and it from a troubleshooting standpoint, it really helps us a lot. So our investment in that pays for itself multiple
Right.
times, you know, through the life of a lighting system. Yeah, we love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Prior to me coming to Unique, I really wasn't too familiar with the hub, and now that I use it and I'm teaching about it and educating all these contractors, man, I don't know why you wouldn't use it. It's a great method, and
Yeah.
saves you all of that time out in the field. The connection points are reduced. So yeah, I mean, out of any product, if you've never used a Unique product, I absolutely suggest starting with that hub and learning that system for sure. So kind of going to the tail end of our time together, but what market trends in Colorado are you seeing specifically?
I would say so we're mostly the upper end residential. We also support commercial and some other stuff, but I think our buyers are becoming a little more sophisticated. They want to understand the product. They want to make sure that what they get is nice and it meets their expectations. So I see a more educated customer out there that as a number one trend. They used to just say, yeah, just throw some lights out, and all
Yeah.
lighting is good. Just some can be better than others.
Right.
I also see the trend towards I wouldn't call it automation, but automated fixtures like the Inspira. The ability to change and to dial in as landscapes grow, as trees matures, as as hedges mature, and things like that. And probably the other big trend I see is that people want a quality product, and they want it to last. They don't want something that a quick hit, and in and out. They want something that they can trust, they can rely on, and the relationship to with whoever installs it to support them 5 years from now, whenever.
Right.
And we're seeing that a lot. That's becoming more important.
Yeah. And then black, I know that you buy a little bit of black. Have you seen that color trend kind of?
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of new builds that are going in that are, that contemporary, the white home with the black trim, and those,
Right.
the unique black is such it's a unique powder coat process that we love, and that holds up to it and looks great with that. The black is a go-to product for us, when we get to the contemporary homes,
Yeah.
for that, 'cause it slides right in. Otherwise it's mostly, brass, just because we're, it's Colorado, and it's
Right.
we're kind of brown reddish dirt and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's kind of it's an interesting point that you make. We're Colorado, so you're seasonal up there. So you're in go time right now, in the middle of
yeah.
your big season, and you finally have some sunshine, I hear today.
Yeah, so we've gotten a little bit of rain this year, which has been wonderful. The reservoirs are all coming up. But now that it stopped raining for the last 2 days, everybody's calling. We have to say, well, it's still a mud swamp in your backyard.
Yeah.
We need to do this. But yeah, it's our high season. We have we continue to grow our lighting business. We're on track for another record year because of that, and we are very excited about the products that we're putting in, because we don't have to go back and mess around with them. We can put them in, they work, they look great, and
Yeah.
we don't have to go back, which is nice. So
Yeah.
seasonal, we install almost 50 weeks a year. There's probably 2 weeks where the ground's frozen, and we do
Yeah.
all our above ground work. Then we put in the downlights and stuff like that at that time period.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
yes.
And then last but not least, question that everybody wants to know is, what advice would you give to someone that's coming into lighting for the first time?
Well, as the guy that did that, I would tell you, use your resources. Use Sarah, use the reps for their technical abilities and their aesthetics and what they know, and use that and ask them. Everybody wants to help and help you succeed. So number one, start with that for technical resources and everything. I would say also that it's very important to get out there and just set up a ton of lights. Go to every single party you're going to, go home at night, set them up, set them differently, and do that. And that hands-on will get you over the hump. I'd also say what's been very important to us is to find a group of experts. And we are fortunate enough to work with a Summit Lighting team and from around the country, and their expertise and our ability to meet is a great investment, along with along with of course AOLP and the rest of the lighting professional groups are important and are critical to your success to be able to do that and to work there. And it's worked for us, you know.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
So anyways, yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah,
right now.
no,
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's obvious at Designscapes Colorado, you guys are definitely leading the pack at the top of your peers, and I'm really excited to be able to work with you guys. And thank you so much for your continued support, and thanks for coming on today. It's been so fun chatting with you.
Hey, it's a great day. We're filming on June 21st, the solstice. So it's going to start getting darker by 2 minutes every day. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, thanks for having me. I hope this was helpful for some of the people that are out there. And great seeing you on video. And I'll see you again in person in a week or two.
All right, Drew. Well, have a great rest of your day. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Light Logic. We want to hear from you. Would you like to be featured on Light Logic? Email us at info@uniquelighting.com.